So the term values, we've heard that word. We have a general understanding of what values are. How many of you have actually taken the time to really sit and think, what are my top 5 personal values? I was recently challenged, very good, look at this side of the room, hands up. I was recently challenged to do this by one of my coaches. And they preempted this with the importance of why we should know what our top 5 values are and live by those. Subconsciously, we're already doing this. Subconsciously, we're making decisions based on our values. And sometimes it's for our values and against. And we know when we're going against our values, even if we don't know what they are, we haven't really consciously thought about them, because we start feeling these things such as anxiety or sadness, or possibly just that energy's a little off and we don't quite know why. But when we really sit and think about our values and we look at the decisions that we've made when these type of feelings come up, a lot of times we can see, it's because I did something that went against my values. And you may sit there and think, well, if I have this value and it's subconsciously placed, I'm not going to go against my values. I know what they are. But it can be something as little as, for instance, my number 1 value is peace. That's my top one. And so when I'm choosing a career, as Vivian has talked about, that is not always a peaceful career. There's going to be feelings of anxiety that pop up in situations where I'm constantly putting out fires and fixing problems that pop up for other people. So then you think, all right, when these imminent decisions pop up and we need to make choices based on our values, how do we do this? One tool that I was given is to put a narrative with each one of your personal values. And what that looks like, for instance, in my personal case, with taking peace. That's my top value. I need a narrative to go with that. So my narrative is, I meditate daily, and I check my energy when it's off, and I sit with that until it's fixed, until I'm back in that peaceful state. So what that looks like is I'm feeling this anxiety creep up because the deal is gonna fall through, and this person's gonna be homeless, or this person's facing foreclosure, and I have to fix this problem. And this starts building up. I stop and I say, what is this feeling? Why am I feeling this way? And what do I need to do to get myself back in a peaceful state? Sometimes it's just taking a few minutes of mindfulness. We had this given to us in Danielle's speech last week about the freedom from our own mind. And we did this exercise of mindfulness. And sometimes it's as simple as that. I encourage you all to sit with yourselves for a few minutes and really play out, what are my top 5 values and what's a narrative that I can put with each, so that I know when things are coming up that it's an off feeling. I know what to do to get myself back into a good place, to get myself back to where I'm matching my values. We even make decisions on how we spend money based on our values, even though we don't always think about it. Another one of mine is growth. And when you look at my tax deductions that I turn in every year, travel and education are some of the top 2 expenses. And that's me playing out one of my top values of personal growth and development. And that's the way that I spend money. So when we're making big life decisions, such as where we're placing our money, where we're placing our time, make sure we're investing that in something we truly believe in, which is your own individual personal values. Thank you.